Yo, what is good, YouTube? TheNorthVeil here with an RU match. This will be my first upload, well, first of many. I decided to do RU because OU is getting kind of boring for me, and it's kind of the six Pokemon, and now it's just in black and white too. It's like the same 3 rain teams, so it's kind of like, I needed to get a little time to divert from that. So I decided to choose RU, which is, according to Smogon, its most, I guess, balanced here. But anyways, if you look at my team, I'm running a defensive team. Mainly, the team revolves around Nidoqueen and Kabutops, but mainly Nidoqueen because Kabutops' utility itself, because it spins away hazards. But if you look at my opponent's team, I'm going to go ahead and explain that throughout the match, so let's go ahead and get started, why don't we? Now I'm going to go ahead and decide to lead off with Steelix because, 1, it is my best lead, and 2, I can get up Stealth Rocks as soon as possible, and he leads off with the Uxie. What this tells me is that this Uxie is most likely the defensive variant, but as you can see, after the Stealth Rocks, he goes for the Rain Dance, which I thought was kind of weird because, well, I don't really see Uxie with Rain Dance, and also my team really benefits from the Rain Dance. So right here he goes on to, I roll mark to his Drapion, which is a really big threat because, well, not really such a big threat because I do have the Alma here for physical walling purposes. So I'm going to go ahead and go out to that, but he actually goes for the Taunt, and this is one of those moments where I actually prefer to have Scold over Waterfall, because I usually do run Scold over Waterfall just for the burn, but this time I decided just to go with strictly Smogon sets, and, Scald would have been actually beneficial for me in this one, so boo boo. But anyways, I'm just going to go ahead and switch back out into the Steelix here, just knowing that he'd go for another Swords Dance, because in order to take down my Alma, he needs to get up to +6, and, even then it may be a 2-hit KO. But anyways, right here he goes for the Taunt again. I'm guessing he's predicting the Roar or something, or just to play it safe. But I actually go for the Earthquake because, well, that is the best option I have, because I either have to knock it out now because it's getting way too threatening, and I don't want to deal with it later because, he did sit up to +2, and then what if he did go for the attacking move? The Roar would have been completely useless. But anyways, as you can see, he goes at +4, he went for the Earthquake, and he got a crit. Not sure if it really mattered or not, because I do have the Sturdy. But anyways, right here he's going to pull out his Quillfish, just to, get the revenge kill, but I'm actually going to decide to switch out to my Kabutops. Now, this is one of these misplays where this could have been prevented, but in the future, this is actually the best play that I've made in the whole game, actually. You guys will see later. So right here, I'm going to pull out my Kabutops, and as you can see, that Waterfall does way too much, and I actually completely forgot that the rain was up. Right here, I'm going to go ahead and use the Rapid Spin. He finishes me off with the Waterfall, and finally the rain wears off, which doesn't really matter too much in all. So right here, I go into my Alma, not really knowing if he had Taunt or not, but he shows me Taunt right there, so right here I have to switch out. Now I go into my Nidoqueen, knowing that he usually go for the status move and all, but he actually goes for the Toxic Spikes, which actually isn't a really good move to go for, because I do have 2 Poison types to absorb these spikes. And this very next turn here, I'm just going to go ahead and use Fire Blast, mainly because I'm predicting some sort of switch, but as you can see, he decides to stay in and just go straight for the Waterfall, and almost takes me out, but since Nidoqueen has that good bulk and just, it could just take any hit from any poke in RU. So right here, I'm just going to go ahead and go for the T-Bolt and finish this thing off. So right here, pulls out a Sceptile, and I honestly forgot that I had my Roselia, which is why I was kind of getting really scared at it, because I was like, oh no, this thing can just take out my whole team from there. But as you can see, I do have the Roselia, and right here, he does hit the Leaf Storm, but it does not do any damage whatsoever. So right here, he's going to go ahead and decide to switch on to his Uxie, mainly because he is threatened out by my Poison Stab. And he sets up another Rain Dance, which I'm actually questioning, because he probably could have used that for, maybe the first layer of, Stealth Rocks and all, but again, I benefit from the rain more than he does, so it doesn't really matter and all. So right here he's going to go for the U-turn as I set up my second layer of spikes, because I do want to get as much residual damage as possible, and while my Roselia is out, just set up the spikes while I can. He goes on to his Almastar, and he goes for the Ice Beam. Doesn't do too much because I'm like especially defensive Roselia, and I go for the Giga Drain and I finish it off. At first I was actually questioning the play, but then I realized there's really nothing left on his team to take on Roselia head on, except for maybe, the Hitmonlee, which could have been the better switch, but hey, I'm not my opponent. So right here he finally goes up, he sets up the final layer of Stealth Rocks, and this is the play I was talking about here. So right here I'm going to go up to my Steelix. He gets a U-turn crit right here, actually. I'm not sure if it really mattered or not, but I psych my Steelix, and what it does is it makes me gain the, switch initiative, because now I know what he's going to switch out into, and I can possibly pull out a, check/counter, which is my Roselia here. He actually goes for the HP, HP Rock, which at first I was assuming it was HP, Ice or Fire, but then I realized you do need HP Rock in RU to get good coverage on your movesets. But right here, after, finishing off the Sceptile, I kind of realized that my Roselia was pretty much useless at this point, and it'd be pretty much useless to try to preserve Roselia just for score. So I decided to sack my Roselia right here, which he did his job, you got to give him his round of applause and all. And I use this, I pull up my alma mota, my physical wall here, because I also want to scout Hitmonlee's moveset, because I really don't know too much about Hitmonlee, and are you? I know that he carries the, sometimes blaze kick, and, high jump kick and all, which is why I actually went for the protect there. I was predicting the high jump kick, but actually he runs close combat instead of that, which I guess it's better in, in certain circumstances, because mainly you don't get, take the half-life recoil. But the flaw of it is you take a bunch of defense drops. So anyways, right here I go for the wish, and the protect was pretty much obvious. I was actually gonna go out to my Nidoqueen, but I just wanted to play it safe and just use protect. But he stays right ahead with me right there, and goes on to his Uxie. But at this point, it doesn't really matter, because I do have the his Uxie doesn't really have any attacking moves. As you can see, that's his 4th move right there. He does have the heal belt, meaning that he does not have the psychic to hit my Nidoqueen. So I'm just going to go ahead and use Sludge Wave and finish off his team, and actually that's going to be the game for you guys. I hope you guys enjoyed this RU upload. I will be doing more. I'm not too good at RU, but I guess I'm decent at it. But anyways, I guess that's it for now, guys. So enjoy the rest of the battle, and I'll see you guys around then.